I think, Sven, everybody acknowledges that the market is embryonic and volatile. And it's volatile because of lots of points. Too much leverage, the lack of wash trading rules encourages people to tax trade it, a lot of fast money, all the conjoining cross collateralization with the other cryptos, all those things create volatility. That's true. But if you look at the problem everybody has, the question is, how do I keep my money for a generation? Bitcoin is a solution, right? And I've just articulated why it's a solution. It's an elegant engineering solution to how do I keep my money safe from expropriation, taxation, confiscation, dilution, regulation, etc. No one else that criticizes Bitcoin has a better solution. The alternative to Bitcoin is, well, why don't you just give all your money to me? I'm a money manager and pay me 1 or 2% a year management fee. And I'm going to diversify it in a very complicated way that you don't understand, but don't worry your pretty little head. It's like, the priest, speaks the word of God that was brought to them in Latin, but the common folk can't speak Latin. And so you just have to defer, to some priest class.
Superiority by design.
I think at the end of the day, if you're going to criticize Bitcoin as digital property, and you're going to be intellectually honest, you have to propose a better property solution. I never saw anybody say you should buy my art portfolio index, or at least if you stood up and said, look, I back tested everything and I think you should buy this real estate property index. All these other things you could buy are mostly securities, right? They're like, it's a REIT. A REIT is a security. All the stocks are securities. Securities are technically weaker forms of ownership, and they're more dilutive and they're more conflicted because someone controls the security and they're taking a fee off you. So most of the solutions, invest in my mutual fund, invest in my company, invest in my REIT, it's someone with a vested interest in you giving them your money, and they take a risk-free premium. They take a rent. If it goes up in value, they get paid. If it goes down in value, they get paid. If it goes down, you lose and they win. If it goes up, they win more than you win. And Bitcoin is this fair, common solution for the world where no one's scraping a 1% fee. Go find me anybody proposing anything else in the world that isn't more conflicted in their interest. The gold miners have a conflict of interest with gold. They promote it and they dump it on the market. The silver promoters are taking their fee, right? The investment banks, the wire houses, the mutual funds, public companies, people that operate REITs, people that operate commercial real estate investment trusts, right? I mean, every one of them has a conflict of interest. Like Bitcoin is just Bitcoin. There's nobody getting paid, right? And so it's not that I'm not open-minded to other ideas. I am. If you told me I bought some art, I bought some real estate, I bought some whatever, I would say, okay, fine, it's property. And then I would say, I hope you own it outright. If you bought 1/100th of the building behind you, you don't own 100th of the building. You own a security, which is a limited partnership, which means you probably own 1/200th of the building, and you're going to get diluted by the general partner in the REIT. And so I wouldn't promote a security, not even my own, Sven. Like, I mean, I have a publicly traded company. I'm not talking about it. MicroStrategy is not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is Bitcoin.
Right.
And if you want to buy my stock, there's 100 pages of SEC disclosures of risk factors, and this is the cap table, and this is all the risks, and this is what they do, and and the point is, we do that because it's the ethical right thing to do. The issue really is there's 8 billion people on the planet that have a problem, and most of them can't buy securities if the securities were the solution, And the securities, I'm telling you, they're dilutive. There's a fee on securities and they're conflicted in their interests. So what we're trying to do is find a solution to the problem that plagues the world. And is it 100% risk-free? No.
No.
The facts and circumstances have created what is in essence a 10% a year risk for a decade. That's now a 20% of risk in the Western world, which is a 40 to 60% a year risk. You know, if you live in Zimbabwe or Venezuela or Argentina today, you woke up this morning, you have risk by virtue of breathing. If you have any assets, they're at risk. I didn't create that problem. I'm just trying to actually support a technical solution to the problem. Nobody with money in Argentina gets to go buy $1 million worth of the S&P index and hold it, you know, with a trustworthy custodian without risk of the government seizing it and without it forcibly being expropriated and converted into a currency which is inflated and diluted. They have to live with that. And if you're just going to sit, you know, and I'm not saying you, but the you being royal you, if people are just going to criticize Bitcoin, well, in favor of what? If you're going to criticize it, offer a constructive, cheerful, you know, alternative. And then we'll have a debate, you know, and it'll be, you know, goodwill, constructive debate. But if you're just going to criticize it, you know, and not offer an alternative, what hope are you giving to the 8 billion people on Earth?